Hey, good morning. This is Wendy with Thoughts of a Social Worker. And I got an email request asking to elaborate on personal mission statements. So here we go. Personal mission statements. Just like a huge corporation or a nonprofit has a statement that says clearly and defines very well what their mission is and what they are trying to achieve with being in business or being a nonprofit, sorry, there's a hair, or being a nonprofit entity and what they want to accomplish. So as an individual, you can create the same exact thing. For me, it kind of serves as an internal compass so I can figure out if I'm making the correct choices in my life, because as we all know, life is complicated, life is confusing, life is gray. It's not black and white, it's gray. So with a personal mission statement, for me, it helps to clarify the direction I'm going and if I am doing what I'm supposed to do. So there's some really great websites. I'm going to pull up one right now that I'm going to kind of utilize as a for some bullet points. So, personal mission statements. The really important thing is to examine people that you admire or that you think highly of. See what they're doing, see what has been successful for them, and then emulate it, because there's no point in trying to recreate the wheel or reinvent something. If somebody's doing it and you want to do the same thing and it's successful, then you can bring that into your world and make it your own and do it your way to be that success. Self-reflection is really important. Determine what is an ideal version of you. And I think I've said it before, but I work backwards. I tend to say, okay, this is what I'm working towards, and how do I get down here to what I need to do next. So developing the most ideal of who you'd like to be, and that can be a range of things. That can be external, that can be aesthetic, that can be internal, that can be personal values, that can be goals. Whatever your ideal self is, do some self-reflection and figure out what does that look like. Think about your legacy, and let's talk about that word for a second, legacy. What are you going to be leaving behind? What do you want people to think of when they think of you? How do you want people to describe you? How do you want people to feel about you? And this could be strangers, this could be your family. What legacy are you leaving behind? Is it one of honor and dignity and integrity and kindness? Is it chaos? Is it nice things? Is it business? What is the legacy that you want to leave behind? And that kind of dovetails into what your purpose is. Figure out what your purpose is in this thing we call life. And it can be really simple. It can be very, very elaborate. It's very personal. It's very subjective. But figure out what is your purpose. And then really think about what are your aptitudes. What are you good at? I'm a 5-foot woman. Can I go out and play men's professional basketball in the NBA? Probably not. Figure out what are you good at and then capitalize on what you're good at. And that's about taking inventory, and that's again about that self-reflection. It's really, really important. Define specific goals, because specific goals give you something to work towards. If you have something really vague like I want to be a business owner, well, that's a great goal, but let's begin to refine it. And I want you to kind of think of a colander or as a drainer, where like when you cook food, you put it in the drainer and the water comes out. Kind of think about your goals that way. Is you have this really big thing and you put it in the strainer and it strains out some stuff, and then you put it in the strainer and it strains out some stuff. Kind of do the same thing of where you're constantly straining out stuff till you get to something that's very manageable and very specific and very detailed, so that you know the direction you can go to. Once you've kind of gone through all of that, and I know it sounds really cumbersome and it sounds really huge, this is where you can begin to craft your mission statement. And I will be including some references and some tools for you. And this is going to mean that you're going to have to do some homework. This is not a passive process. This is a very involved process. But if you put the time and effort and energy into trying to figure out who you are, what you want to do, what legacy, how do you want people to think about you, so forth and so on, then putting the time in to create your personal mission statement is pretty minimal. And it can be huge. It can be a paragraph long. It can be a phrase. Remember, my mission statement is to empower, educate, and evolve myself and those around me. Very simple, very to the point. And I'm able to take that phrase and I'm able to determine if the things that I'm doing in my life are in line with my personal mission statement. One more tool before I go that is really helpful is the Wheel of Life. And I think that I've talked about it before, maybe not on a video, but maybe on my Instagram or blog, where, hey Blue, where you take a wheel that has different areas of your life, and I'm kind of clicking so that I can try to find mine, so I can tell you specifically. But you'll have different areas, and you might need to tailor it for you. But my Wheel of Life included a spiritual slice, a career professional slice, finances, my physical environment, health and fitness, fun, recreation, self-care, personal development, my friends and community, aka support system, my family, and then significant other, also romance. So you determine where you are, and again, you're going to scale yourself. 0 is maybe not where you want to be. 10 is where it would be perfect. And scale yourself and give yourself a number on each one of those things, and then you can kind of see on that wheel. And I'll post mine as an example at the end of this video so you can see mine. But you'll be able to see, well, this part of my life is great. Well, this part of my life kind of needs some work. And that will also help you do that reflection you need to do to help develop your personal mission statement. So that was down and dirty about personal mission statements. I will include the references for you at the end of this video. I hope it's been helpful. Thank you for continuing to send emails and asking questions and having dialogue. My goal is to try to post a couple videos a week. I've been at least posting one a week, so I'm really trying. Sometimes it's tough for me. I'm in the middle of transitioning into my own business, and I'm also transitioning and downsizing. So the time I would normally spend doing stuff like this, I've got other things I'm working on. But that's my goal. So I will reach it. I will keep working towards that. I hope that you are reaching and working towards your goals. Again, this is Wendy with Thoughts of a Social Worker. I hope you have a phenomenal day. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.